Hey folks, check this out. I got a new member of the family. This is a Yamaha 1980 SR500 or something like that. Something 500. And it's got a known electrical issue plus a bunch of storage issues that have come up since it's been put away. So pretty much nothing works. We had to remove the brake because it was seized onto it was clamped onto that disc so tight we could not move the front tire. The rear tire is still seized, so we took the chain off, still seized, so it's probably the drum brake. The only thing I know how to do to fix that is to take the wheel off. So we managed to wrestle it up onto the trailer here, but I'm going to try and take the wheel off and get it spinning, and then put it back on so I can actually get this off the trailer. So anyway, that's looks like the exhaust is going to be in the way of getting that axle out, so I'll have to take the exhaust off too. But anyway, this is going to need quite a bit of work, but if we can get it fixed up in a timely manner, unlike my other projects, then this is something that my son can ride. So, and the price was pretty good. I got it for free. I know a person who knew a person who wanted to get rid of it and didn't want to haggle, just wanted it gone. So, yeah, not bad if we can get it working. So, we'll see. Well, that took a little while, but I finally got that sucker off. It wasn't much of a puzzle so much as it just needed a lot of brute force because everything's all crusty and rusty, and I need to organize all those parts so I know how to put them back together again. But in the meantime, I got the wheel off, and I think the culprit for it not spinning is the drum brake appears to be seized. Every video I've seen, this thing just pops right off. So that is the next step, and then we'll go from there. Hey, I got it loose. Just tapping with the hammer and screwdriver over and over until I got it loose. Look at that. That little actuator thing appears to be seized in the, I don't know, the on position. I don't know automotive terms. So that's part of it. But where are the pads? I mean, here's the metal thingies the pads stick to, right? Where are the pads? Well, here they are. They've bonded to the drum. So yeah, so hopefully, let's see. Oh, well, I'll have to figure out what all makes up the middle part of that, but hopefully get this kind of cleaned up and it'll at least rotate so we can get the bike off the trailer. So okay, next, whatever happens next. Okay, I got the wheel back on and it rolls, and the front wheel rolls, so now I can finally roll it off the trailer. New problem. In order to get the wheels to roll, I had to take the brakes out of both of them. So how am I going to get to stop once it gets to the bottom? So I may have to get creative a little bit, but I'll figure something out. In fact, I think I just had an idea. Hang on. And just like that, it's off the trailer. Well, not just like that. It took a while. But I figured out how to do it without brakes. So, anyway. So now, we have it over here where I can work on it. And the first order of business is to get the engine running. And I think I'll start with the electrical because the previous owner said he couldn't get spark to it, although he had the stator coil rewound. Still no spark, so there's a number of other issues that could cause no spark. So we'll look into those one by one and see what we see. And once we can confirm spark, then we'll get, I don't know, compression test and see about that carburetor, which is a Mikuni something or other. As soon as I get a paycheck, I'm going to get a shop manual. Let's see. There's a couple bolts in back missing, so the seat comes right off. I'll have to replace those. I looked in the gas tank. It's even rustier on the inside than it is on the outside, which is fine. I can fix that. And probably get a rebuild kit for this guy, although those brake pads look like brand new. What else? This is sun bleached. I don't know if there's a way to re-amber that. I've looked for replacements. They want you to replace the whole thing, or I've seen red ones. Why in the world would you want red signal flashers when the universal color is amber? I don't know. Switch seems to move just fine. I don't know if it works or not. The run switch is a little... sometimes it moves okay and sometimes it doesn't. I'm not sure why it needs two off positions. So, looks like that, yeah, the exhaust pipe appears to be in good condition, and the engine looks all solid. The oil dipstick is way up here. I've never seen that before, but according to this, it just barely has any oil, so I'm going to have to put some oil in it to figure out which kind. Looks like there is a battery way back there, but this is not the original air cleaner, so I'll have to see what I should do about that. But yeah, I can get the carburetor all cleaned up. I've gotten pretty good at doing little carburetors. In fact, I did a largish carburetor on my old Honda, 3-barrel Cahin, or however you pronounce it. But anyway, and of course you saw the condition of the back brake, so that's going to need some work. The front tire currently isn't holding air. I may have to get, I don't know if that's an issue with leaking out the bead or I don't know. I'll have to look into it. I may have to get a new tire. So back tire's holding air just fine. The tread seems okay. far as I can tell. At some point I'll have to hook a good battery up to it and see how the 12 volt electrics work. Hopefully they work better than the spark. And yeah, I'll have to start opening some of this stuff up, I suppose. Probably have to take the gas tank off to get to some of the electrical bits, but that's okay. I gotta take the gas tank off anyway to clean it up. This needs to be de-rusted and sealed, and probably check for leaks before I seal it, just in case. There's nothing on the surface that tells me that, you know, this looks like just like surface rust. The inside is a little worse, but I don't say, oh yeah, I'll have to clean that fuel valve up, because I'm sure it's gross. And, oh yeah, I didn't think of the, ooh, wow. Oh, there we go. Probably see if I can open that up and clean up the contacts in there. Huh. Right, but it won't go left. No left-hand turns. That's interesting. Horn. I think this is the decompressor lever. I don't know how to start a bike with a decompression lever. Okay, you can see the clutch actuating there, so that's good. Need a new chain. And oh yeah, these handlebars gotta go. The previous owner thought they were cool. They are cool, but impractical. And hey, how does the throttle feel? I don't know. Yeah, that needs work too. It moves. It doesn't quite want to snap back though. That's alright. That's just a matter of cleaning things up. And the disc looks good. The forks look fantastic. I mean, I don't know. Is that some grease coming out? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But that looks in really good shape. I think the oil comes out here. But I gotta figure out, before I take the oil out, I gotta figure out how to fill it. How much and with what. But I'm sure that the fork oil hasn't been changed in probably since 1980. Usually nobody changes the fork oil, so. I mean, I guess if the forks work. Oh, there's a bit of rust. Oh, some of this trim is coming off. Oh, the whole thing. Well, that is really stiff. That's really stiff. I wonder if that's supposed to go like all the way to the back, like my moped gas tank. If so, we're definitely missing parts. And oh yeah, and the cover, I think the cover fell off on the drive home. What are you gonna do? So, but yeah, the chromy stuff looks relatively chromy. A couple little light rust bits there. Headlight assembly looks, I don't know, dirty, but otherwise spectacular. There's a place where moisture can get in. I better open that up and check, see what the internal condition is. Got the horn. Of course, the chrome is coming off the plastic bits. In my experience, chrome always falls off the plastic bits. These aren't so bad. This was covered for most of the 10 years that it was being stored. There's just a couple little spots here. The stitching is letting go. And here the stitching's letting go, and here I'm not sure if there should be something behind that or if it's just a seam that needs to be restitched. But the foam feels okay. It's a little stained, but if we can stitch that back, if I can get this off and stitch that stuff back up, then it hopefully won't get much worse. Anyway, oh, I'm pretty sure the little chain sprocket in the front is going to have to be replaced. It was just as rusty as the chain, and the chain was pretty darn rusty. We cut that off thinking that that was why the back wheel wouldn't turn, but no, it was the brake. The brake was, and then I guess this must be part of the air cleaner system, like crankcase vent that used to go up to the air cleaner assembly, which isn't there anymore, so at least I got a filter for it. And then we got one spark plug, and if we wanted to adjust the valves, I don't know how to do that yet, but I guess they're up in here on either side there. So I'm hoping that when we get the spark issue figured out, clean up the carburetor, get the gas tank treated, get the fuel whatever that is. Oh dear. Well, there's some fuel in there because it's leaking, so, but not going to be any good fuel. I don't think there's very much in there anyway. Oh, here's a little hose that should probably go somewhere instead of not going anywhere. What's this, overflow? Where's this overflow? 2 overflows? I don't know. That might be idle speed. Anyway, I really got to get a manual. But, oh, and then there's also a wire here that's just sort of hanging out there. Don't know where it goes. Anyway, yeah, I don't like these kind of mirrors. I'm going to see. I think I got some mirrors that'll screw right into these posts here. So, and this is curious. The bolt that was holding the muffler on to the bracket has that muffler bracket has broken. I'm thinking though that this was a hole someone drilled, because there was nothing in these two. These two look like where the bolts are supposed to go. So I'm betting that this is not the original muffler tailpipe. Super trap. Huh. This is probably getting way too boring, so I'll end here and come back when I've made some kind of progress.